Alrighty, welcome to episode 6 of the Vibecast. That's right. We're marking half a year of fun conversation and, dare I say, fascinating insight.
We did 6 of these already?
Yes.
Jeez.
Well, this will be the 6th.
Well, yeah.
Into the 20-plus year history of the Philadelphia band Chico's Vibe. This podcast is brought to you today in part by a generous grant from the American Centers for the Syncopationally Challenged, the ACSC, doing important work during COVID, helping musicians get ahead and also behind the times across the greater United States. I'm John Parkinson. I'm here with producer Matt Kelly. And Matt, today's podcast is releasing January 31st, right? So we're looking ahead to the month of February. February, it's a short month, but it's an event-filled month. We got Groundhog's Day. We got Lincoln's birthday.
Right.
Washington's birthday.
Is this a leap year?
No. But it's also Black History Month. But maybe most notably for today's podcast, Valentine's Day is in February. And I say that because the three guys in front of us right here over the years have, I think, combined played more weddings and introduced more married couples than any other human beings on the continental United States.
You're absolutely right. I'm even going to say in the world.
Yes. We have with us today, Matt, the ambassadors of marital bliss, the Delco gangsters of love.
Thank you.
Dennis Cicchino, John Gephardt, and Ed Mount.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank you.
gentlemen. Welcome back to the podcast. How's your 2022?
It's a shame they can't see the flash bulbs that are going off right at the moment. It's just the whole. They got the velvet ropes keeping people back over there.
Ed, you look good in your gold lame suit. Anyway,
Thank you. Thank you.
Good carpet.
You having a good 2022 so far?
Not bad. I've been
not
spending
bad.
most of it painting my house.
Wait, Parky, what are you wearing?
Wow, you were really interested in what I had to talk about there. It's like, I've been painting my house. Parky, what have you been wearing?
Well, Ed Mount. Hey, we could do an ad now for Ed Mount's mural services.
Let's do
right?
that.
The mural I've been painting is one solid color.
Oh,
in my
nice.
house.
It's very avant-garde.
Yes, it's what you bring to it. It's what you bring to it.
But I thought we'd give our podcast listeners a little heads up for what we're going to talk about today. It is
All right, yeah.
it's, talking Valentine's Day. I thought we would talk. Actually, we'll work our way back. At the end of our podcast, we thought we'd talk a little bit about our favorite love songs. Your favorite love songs in general, favorite love songs to sing. We're also going to do our song for the set list. Songs for the set list, which this week is Dance to the Music. And each episode we talk about songs that each of us would like to do in the band, but that kind of ignores the fact that pretty much, every other wedding, we're learning a new song by request that somebody else has requested for us. So,
And doing a one and done.
yeah, sometimes one is
Most of the
done,
time.
sometimes it gets added, sometimes, maybe the trends we've seen over the years, things you've liked, things that you maybe didn't like as much. Highlights over the years of songs that we've had to learn.
Sure.
Actually, I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
but
go ahead.
I think I told you about this. George suggested it
George,
to me.
okay, yeah. But I thought we'd start with maybe an insight that I know some people might be curious about, some people aren't, but I think it's kind of a fascinating topic. You guys run the band, and people see us at gigs having fun, and they see the end result of what all the preparation that we do, that you guys do in terms of running the band, that we do as musicians, getting ready for a gig. There's a lot of work getting to the place where we're presenting ourselves to the public and people are having fun. So I thought I'd try to give our podcast audience a little bit of insight into that prep work, the work you guys do running a band. So I thought we'd start with that. And so to me, that kind of starts with there are different types of gigs that you guys have to deal with. So there's weddings,
Right.
there's bars, and then there's a broad category I'll call events, which might be, company party or
Outdoor
events, like
concerts.
particularly during the summer, townships, things like that.
Right.
That's a category. So for me as a musician in the band, bars are the hardest work
No, definitely.
for the least amount of money.
Yeah,
but I think in terms of running a band and prep, and there's other things to running a band too. There's dealing with the people, dealing with the locations, the vendors, the musicians. Even you guys have to organize musicians to get us into the band. But in terms of preparation for what we do, I feel like weddings are probably the hardest amount of work
The most amount of work.
Yes.
in
Up
terms of,
front. Yeah.
in terms of prep.
Now we can't give away any trade secrets, guys.
Right.
Information, but
It really just all comes together like that.
It does.
You know? No.
But maybe if you guys could maybe start with weddings. Like, how long a window is it from the time, what's all the work behind a wedding from the time we book the gig? There's work in terms of booking a gig that goes on. There's dealing with the people. There's it could be a year and a half in advance. That involves a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, you book the thing a year and a half, and sometimes 2 years.
Sometimes
Do we
2
have
years.
anything
Yeah.
in 2020?
yeah, we have something in 2023.
23. We
Yeah,
get
so
salaries. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're way out front, but you really don't get down to the nitty gritty until a month
Yeah.
before, and then you contact the bride and groom and you talk over things like that. I used to go to meetings, like physically go to their house or meet them at a bar or something and have a meeting with them about what songs they wanted and do they want us to learn any new things. Now, Ed has been doing that for the last 10 or 12 years. Pretty much the same thing, right? But you'd like to do everything online because you're like all high tech. I
Well,
wouldn't
since
even know how to
a
do
lot
that.
of the stuff's like the contracts and like music lists, and all,
contracts.
do all that via online. Prior
Yeah.
to the pandemic, was a lot of meeting in
I remember you used
person,
to meeting, yeah.
and those themselves are neat experiences because you see somebody has a name or an email address,
Yeah, right.
and then you get to see the person.
Right.
But there was one that I won't say the last name. I can still even remember the last name, where I was meeting the bride at her parents' house. So she says, if you could meet me and blah, blah, blah. And I get there early, and the dad's real nice. And he's like, come in. And we sit down, and, there's a picture of her, of the bride. She hasn't gotten there yet. And then like another kid, like on the stairwell. And then the bride comes, and she's all professional looking. She just came from her job somewhere downtown. And we're like, oh, we're so happy to have Chico's Vibe. And I start hearing like this from the basement. Deploy! And I'm like, oh, okay. And we just keep talking. So how many guys are in the band? And the dad just looks at me and goes, yeah, I got 2 kids. And he's like, she works downtown at such and such Jefferson. He's in my basement playing video games. And we were just talking about, oh, we would love it if you guys did this song. No, he's not. Flank him.
The Eagles landed. The Eagles landed.
I'm hearing that from the basement, and each time it just looks like the dad's dying inside. But what's really fun about that is by the time you're at the wedding, you've had that common experience.
Right.
What's different about it is like, I used to work for M&M's, where you like sell something, and somebody's totally not interested in talking to you. People are so happy to have the band.
Yeah,
Chico's Vibe.
yeah.
It's really nice to get there, and they're so happy and they're ready, and
Right.
Where I see that manifest is at the gig. People will see you guys and go, "Hey, man, how you doing?" And I'm like, "John Parks and trombone." And then they don't even,
Hi.
The last couple weddings we played, the one at the Ben Franklin and Tiara, was that Sierra? What was it?
Saturday night?
Yeah, at that wedding, and of course the night before at Downtown Club, and the week before at the Ben Franklin, the grooms, as I line them all up, and I get to the bride and groom, and all 3 grooms, you were the one thing I wanted for this wedding. You guys, I'm so happy. They're giving me hugs and kisses.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm like, I hope this guy doesn't have COVID, Oh, man, your Chico's Vibe is all we wanted. I don't care about the food here, nothing. I'm going, yeah, well, that's what we like to hear, man. We'll take it from here.
Yeah,
So
right.
people get excited about having us.
That's cool.
And it makes you feel like really cool. You want to go in and do a good job for them, man.
when we sat down for Annie's wedding, I met her father and all that, and he's just saying, "It's gonna be no speeches. I don't want any of that. I just want the band. I want to hear the band. I want to hear this."
Jimmy
and then, and like her husband, The B is like talking to me about different songs and everything. I don't want that. He just kept coming in. He says, I don't want to have to say it. And she just goes, Dad, your wedding's going to be so much fun.
That's great.
You know, what's cool to me is that we played multiple generations of different
Yes.
families. You know, we played the parents' wedding. Now we're playing the kids' wedding. And
Right.
That's cool. It is kind of neat, and not to divert into that, but I mean, it's something that makes me feel really good, and you guys have to feel really good about the difference we make in like families' lives. Sometimes I think about like the Flounders family.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Great,
sure.
It
fantastic
feels
family.
like some of the feedback we get from them just makes me feel like, we're doing good in the
Yeah.
world.
Yes.
You know, it's
right.
But the other thing too is there's been weddings I'm at. You get a feel for the couple because the one couple I met with, the bride's talking about this. Well, this is what I want. No, we got to do that. We're gonna have this song over. The husband just goes, "Hey, you guys." He didn't know the name of any song. You guys know. Da, 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 da. And she goes, "Really? You gonna do this now?" He's like, I got my list here, and he's like, yeah, but you know, I forget who those guys are. You know that one? You guys- She's like, really? All right, hold on. So now we're gonna have my dad's gonna come out and he's gonna do this stuff. Yeah, but you know, it's another good one. If you guys do Tabo Tutita. She goes, are you gonna do this for every song? You don't have a name? You didn't look at the list? We've had the list since June. And he turns he turns to me and he goes, "Yo, man, is this normal? Like, is this a bad sign? Like already?" And I'm just like, I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved. You know.
I want to make sure we visit because I think it's an unsung part of what we do. Is Matt Gallagher when he's subbing on a gig, he gets there 10 minutes after the start. John Gephardt gets the gigs. What time do you get the gig?
Like 3 hours before.
Yeah, at least because you're dealing with the venue and the setup,
getting
you,
in.
George, and
Right.
He's actually not here. He's at Saturday's gig.
Yes.
Right
I
now.
already left.
This is-
But there's a lot of prep work to get to that point where you're there
Yes.
that early, right?
Yes.
Gabby talks to the banquet manager or like the techie person before we ever go into the room. You call them earlier in the
Right.
week or
During the
week
week.
before to say we'd like to get in there like at least 2 hours early. You know, where's load-in and what do we do and this and
But
that.
Gab, how many times would you say there's like an X factor? Just this
always.
unknown that
Every
always
time.
comes
Just
in.
almost every time. They're like, "Oh yeah, no problem. Come on, you know, you get there, you know, you guys start at 6. Yeah, you come at 3, no problem." We get there at 3 and they're like, "Well, the ceremony's at 4 and it's going to be in the room, so you can't really I'm like, "Well, why am I here at 3?" You know,
Those
so
are the
we
gigs when I get there, like, half hour before, and George is like, "Whoa!"
scrambling. Yeah, because then at that point we have to push everything in, but get it like in a back room somewhere, and then we sit and wait, and then it's a mad scramble. When the ceremony's over, then the place just becomes a circus.
Yeah.
And that's the stressful part.
Yeah.
On Saturday night, I get a call. What time do we start? 6:30 the band started, right? Well, I got a call like about 3:15, 3:30. I didn't recognize the number, but it said Glenn Mills on it. So I said, well, I better answer this because I know that's where the wedding is. And she goes, "Hi, this is Carla from Terrain." And I said, "Oh, yeah, how you doing, Carla? I'm Chico from the band." "Oh, hi, Chico. Glad to meet you." It's like she was really friendly.
Sure.
And she said, "I thought that you guys were going to be here 3 hours before. It's like, it's almost 3:30. I said, "Well, is nobody there yet?" She said, "No, nobody's here yet." I said, "Well, we'll be there in an hour. Guaranteed somebody will be on."
Yeah.
But she was, Gabby probably told her. Did you call or did George call her?
I don't know who. She didn't call me, but we got there.
Talk to her.
George and I were there at 3:30.
Yeah,
got there at
Oh, you were
3:30.
there at 3:30.
Yeah.
So you came in a minute after that phone call.
Yes, probably.
All right.
But she kept circling, buzzing by like every 5 minutes. She'd go to George, and then she went to me, and then she went to Gab, and then she went back to George again. And I'm like, "Chico, you almost here?"
How'd she get your number?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Okay.
I've done some meetings like Ed has done.
Yeah.
Most of the ones that I've done have been with my relatives.
Santa
Oh, that
Santa-
makes
the whole
sense,
Santa
yes.
Leary clan.
And I always
because
get
we played
invited.
so
I mean,
many.
we've done it like
So
a dozen Santa Larry weddings.
Yes. We went to put that out there to them that we appreciate all the business.
Very
you
much
know.
so.
And
there's still-
Because I always have a great time at the Senate.
And there's still a few more left. So,
Okay, cool.
you know, hopefully
You know
within
those
the
Catholics,
next 5-10 years.
I've got
That's right.
rhythm. I have
But
10
usually-
kids.
Every sperm is sacred, isn't it? The Monty Python.
But usually me and Dennis will go. The best part of that was we'd always have dinner.
Every house.
Oh, that's awesome.
First, we
That was
eat.
the best part of the whole
Yeah.
thing. It was never necessary, you know. But I mean, they're Italian.
I
You
eat
know,
my
you-
face off.
you come
and
in, you
drink
eat.
whatever they want to give
Look at
me.
your skin and bones. Gotta eat. Have something to eat over here. Have some of
Look
this
at you,
over here.
eat, munch,
We
and
can whip you
munch.
something up.
So, in terms of running a band, what are the challenges working with fellow musicians?
From the very beginning, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know, playing with John Hoey for 10 years, I sort of learned the ropes.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, I was always in rock bands, and I learned around. Say, yeah, we can tongue Gabby. You know,
Right.
let's get out of this band, put our own together. We know what we're doing now.
But with that, we were members. You know what I mean? So we weren't running anything.
Yes.
But,
So it was a
but
different
I still
perspective.
learned the ropes because I was doing
Oh,
the
sure.
announcing and
Yeah.
I was
Front
doing
guy,
all that
yeah.
stuff. So we started the band, and Matt put the horn section together, and I think our drummer. We went through 2 or 3 drummers. We went through trombone player, a couple other different sax player.
Trumpet
Horns,
players,
all
yeah.
that stuff. Bass. Remember, we had like
Bass.
3 bass players, 4 bass players.
And
so
I always want to put this out there that Adam Blackstone, if anybody knows who Adam Blackstone is,
yeah.
Justin Timberlake's music producer.
Oh, wow. Okay,
He's
yeah,
the music
yeah.
producer now of anything you see on TV.
And he could have been with us.
He was our bass player in the beginning.
messed
very
up.
beginning.
Is this true? Wow.
Yeah.
Could have been with us.
Just had to throw that out. Just want to throw that out
He
there.
messed up big time.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
We said, you know
so
what?
he-
Go ahead. Go. You know,
Yeah,
go
it was
soil
a-
your oats. You know what I
We're
mean?
playing at the
Go
terrain.
out, feel yourself out.
Yeah,
You want
we're-
to come back? You let us know.
We're playing at the terrain at Stylers. Okay, so you know.
He's playing Madison Square Garden on TV.
But anyway, you know, just getting it off the ground was a little challenging there in the first half year. Finally, like we got Parky, we got Ed, and Cantwell,
Yeah.
and
then Dominic.
Yeah, we solidified. And then I knew, like, all right, this is going to be cool. Because we had that goofball agent in the beginning. Well, we had 2 of them.
He had the craziest video edits. They were like when I
just gonna
watched.
say.
Remember, Gav, we're performing and he's videoing us, and it'd just be like, raise the camera, put the camera down, put camera up.
But it would be like,
raise the camera
oh,
down.
what a night. Late. Oh, I.
Oh, my God. It was-
Oh, what a night.
And it would never
was
be like,
what
yeah, the buildup is happening. Like, yeah, oh, what? And it would cut to something else.
and he thought it was great. Once we saw that video, it was like, what the hell is this?
So after that, it was like we had a unified look.
Yeah.
So when we did the website picture, which we don't tell people is from 20 years
You know, I
ago.
can say we've been aging great.
Yeah, we do need to get.
Actually, a woman I work with this said, "That's an old pic of you. Look how young you look. You look like a baby."
You still look the same, Ed.
And Chakabowski gets his little shots in. Right?
He does. He did that recently.
Hey, you put me into DeSantis on the website, then maybe if I have a picture on the website, blah, 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 blah.
That's it. Jakubowski never gets to be on this.
The first doctor not to be on the site.
Here's a question. I think it's a Dennis question. Why we play what we play? We have a pretty consistent set list.
Yeah, it's all the stuff people.
That's why. Yes, I just want people to understand because you know why. I mean,
All the stuff I know is going to like bring people and keep them on the dance floor.
Yes.
And that doesn't include the first set of weddings.
of weddings, yeah.
Because, we keep it mellow. We don't want to come blasting out and get all kind of complaints. "It's too loud and blah, blah. That one Hoey gig we played on 4th of July somewhere, we came out playing all these loud, like, big band songs. And there was a table of old people right next to it that complained like 3 or 4 times.
I remember that.
Finally, you see like 4 of the servers go over, lift the table up with all the stuff on it, and bring it to the furthest back corner.
I remember
I
that.
never wanted to see that.
I remember that.
It's the stuff I know is consistent. It's always going to work. And he's, Gabby gets mad at me all the time.
Now, was that necessary? I don't think that was necessary at all.
No,
But go
It
ahead.
doesn't get,
as we
it
get
doesn't get
closer
many
to-
up for the set list.
As
It's like
close-
within the set list. That
Deploy.
The closer we get to shout, the more I get nervous.
so that's weddings.
The special songs are needed, like their first dance or the introduction songs. You kind of get an idea that,
Yeah.
they like this person or, whatever. So
that
you
makes
can build
sense.
upon on that. But go ahead.
Talking weddings, what are the different challenges, bars, and events? Like, are they fairly simple? Like, what are the challenges you guys see with those kind of?
Bars are easy.
Okay, next topic.
You just you could come out blasting in a bar, You don't
Right.
have to put too much thought into it.
Yeah,
But it's sometimes it depends on the place because, like, for example, when we used to play Anthony's, like the first set, you weren't getting a lot of people getting
Engagement?
up and
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. You had to wait. That usually happened around the second set.
yeah, fair point.
At public events, I have people coming out. Usually,
That makes
Since
yeah.
we don't do showcases, I always thought it was much. Even if you were playing at a bar, when a couple comes in and sees a real crowd, and it's always positive. The crowd's reaction to us, we win
True.
the crowd over. So they almost sign on the dotted line, like when they walk in and they see us in action, and I just say, oh, we're gonna have black suits on. We clean up real nice.
Yeah.
Like we're not going to be in
most of us do.
Yeah.
Last part, favorite venues, memorable people that you've had to deal with.
Well, ballroom at the Bend.
Yeah.
Love
I think
ballroom.
we were
Wow.
the inspiration for Silver Linings Playbook.
I
being
think
there.
so too.
Could be.
We love Ott,
Load-in's a little bit of a
It is.
hassle,
City's
but
always
the place is great.
Overbrook, and of course Springfield Country Club.
Yes,
yeah.
true.
Their home band, their house band.
Just from a musical aspect, as far as a room sounding great, I love playing at the Crystal Tea Room. Load-in is a bear.
Yeah, with Miguel, he's another good one.
Yeah, great play. But the vent, because you walk in, the room is huge.
It is.
It's beautiful, but the stage is always like
yeah.
it's like a 20 by 20 stage, which we can spread out. We're not crammed, and
What was the stage the other night? Like 4x4?
I think it was.
Oh, stage.
It was a 2x4. I still think the smallest I don't know if this was something you were getting to.
No,
but
whatever
the smallest area we ever had to go set. I just remember me and George going up. I can't remember the name of the place. I know it was out in Chester County.
That old rustic place.
I think so. And they literally gave us an area. I swear to God, no lie. It was like 3 feet by 6 feet. And it was this older woman that was
Yes.
like running the room.
I can't
and
remember
she
the name
was
of it.
stubborn as a mule. And we're like, we can't physically set up. I said to her at one point, I'm like, our drummer will take up this entire space. Well, I've had bands in here and they've had string sections. And I'm like, there's no way we can physically fit in this spot. And then we ended up moving to the other
To the
side.
other corner. She was going to kick your ass.
I was ready.
So that's running a band, right? I mean,
Well, the
yeah,
crowd,
there's-
they just see us like they think we're having fun.
little do they know.
Right.
We are able to communicate that.
The older I get, the harder that gets.
You start to get happy again, like maybe on the third or second song to the end.
Yes.
Then it's like you see the light at the end of the tunnel and you get this burst of energy.
Well, it's funny for me. It's after the parentals are done, I feel like I can start to relax.
That's true too.
That's
You
a
know
very
what I
good
mean?
point.
Like
Right.
when all of those special requests,
Yeah, you're
or things that
absolutely
they have,
right.
you're just like, all right, let's do what we do now.
Yeah, that's
You
you're right about that. I agree. The other song we had to play for First Dance on Friday night.
Well, this is good. This transitions to our next topic. Yeah, go.
First Dance was, what was it called, Gab?
Real Love Baby.
Real Up Baby.
Oh,
Or was
Father
Real
John
Love-
Misty.
Yes. Real Love Baby.
So I
Father
listened
John
to it like 100 times, right? And it was an easy song. I brought my guitar, and I'm like, get up there. So, like, right before the first dance, I always have to go out and line them up. So I go out, I take my in-ears out. I put my hearing aids
I saw
in
you do this. I'll always.
so I could go out and line them up and hear, what they're, if anybody asks me anything. So I line them up back there. And I'm like half shaking because everybody's so drunk. And I walk in and I forget to put my in-ears back in. So all I have is like the hearing aids in, right? And I don't have a monitor in front of me. Right? And I get through the introductions. I was fine with that, not even thinking about it. And then I go to start the first song and I hit my guitar and I can't even hear it. It's nowhere. I don't know what key. I don't know what. I'm trying to think. I'm like, oh, now I'm starting to freak out. Oh my God. And I start singing the first line. I don't know if I'm on key. I don't know if I'm way off. I have no idea. I just plowed through it. I just said, all right, listen, just go with it. Whatever it turns into, big deal. The groom loves it.
Chico's Vibe is available for all your wedding events.
We'll learn anything. That's where you take the lyric paper, you crumple it into a ball, and you throw it over your shoulder.
Oh my goodness.
That was whether we would keep a song or not. That was when you ripped it up and threw it over your shoulder. That was it.
I've done that to a lot of friends.
Well, I have a real funny story talking about a first dance song.
Yeah, let's move into the next learning tunes.
Yeah. So it was a wedding that we had at the Valley Forge Military Academy. The week of the wedding, like Thursday before, the first dance song was a U2 song that Dennis was singing. I can't remember the name of it, but it was one of their slower songs. It was kind of like
It wasn't a
this
well-known.
mystical
It wasn't
sound.
a well-known
I wasn't on
one.
the gig.
I know. That's what I'm leading to. So Thursday before the job,
remember
he's
this
like,
gig.
I can't do the gig. I don't know if you had
Gallbladder
or something.
labyrinthitis.
Heart attack.
Something happened.
Ovarian cyst
One
in
of the
his eye.
labyrinthitis. I don't know what it was. But
It was.
I'm
dude.
like, oh shit. Like the first dance. What the hell am I going to do?
What U2 song was
I
it?
can't remember the name of it, but it was like a ballad.
You say,
Yeah, you say. Whatever.
Yeah.
and all I want is you. Yeah, all I
Yeah.
want is you.
So
Really? You're gonna do
I'm
this
like,
now?
because I had to learn the song. I had never played it before. I had to learn the song, for the wedding, and I knew that he was singing it, so I didn't really listen to the lyrics. I'm listening to the music, but listening to it over and over again, it was like in my head, like I kind of was familiar with it. Well,
Yeah.
then when he couldn't be there, actually, I think it was the day of. I don't think it was.
Yeah, I don't think
it might have
would've
been the
been a
night
Thursday.
before or something. And I'm like in panic mode now at the wedding. I'm like, I got to do this song. So it comes to the first dance, and we start playing. Sounds good, I'm like, I got it. I know it. And we get to a certain point where maybe it went to the bridge. But at that point, I'm like, I have no idea what's happening now. So I just start
It is the most horrifying feeling. 'Cause, there's video cameras everywhere.
everything, and it's all quiet because it's the
Yes!
first dance. So I just start making up a melody over the changes. I have no idea
He's
if
like,
it's
what would Bono
anywhere
do?
close.
Yes,
What would Bono
and
do?
I would literally was like whining because like I didn't have any more words. So I'm like, oh, yeah, Bono, yeah. And I'm thinking at the end of the thing, I'm mortified because I'm like, that was the absolute worst. This is on video, End of the night, the bride comes up and she's like, oh my God, the first dance. And I'm thinking, oh God.
Yeah.
And she goes, I thought I was at a U2 concert. It was that good. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Did she
there
say
you go.
something like, you put so much emotion?
Yes, well, Bono, this is for our podcast audience. If I get assigned a song that we have to learn, it's because Dennis and Gibby don't want to sing it.
That's exactly right.
And we did With or Without You.
Goes to
With or
Ed
without
sometimes.
And so listening to that, and you guys know how it is when you're learning a new song, you listen to it like
Over
you
and
said,
over. Yeah.
100 times at
Yes.
least. And I never realized what a drama queen Bono was. I mean, he just everything in his voice is. But that you nailed it because that's all you did was just go.
Yeah.
Over the years, we've learned
Hundreds.
Name one.
hundreds of songs. Some of them have stayed in. Some of them you guys have we've liked. Some of you haven't. There have been genres that have become popular and faded out. Like I remember, it's not a genre, but there was a Dave Matthews phase where we had to learn Dave Matthews songs. I remember, well, we all kind of did not.
Couple weddings, wanted Dave Matthews.
Yeah, we all kind of didn't like the Dave Matthews phase. I think.
I hated every second of it. Well, Matthews.
What was the one tune? I'm trying to Dave Mad. Bam, bam,
Oh,
bam, bam, bam,
something ants
Trippin'
go marching.
Billies. Trippin'
Trippin'
Billies.
Billy.
yeah.
Trippin'
We
Billies.
did that. We did
I
number
liked it.
41. We did Crush.
Crush was
Like-
the one. It just
Well,
goes
you know what's
on
funny?
and
This-
on and on.
This wedding that you're talking about, I remember we hadn't gotten paid yet. So and the bride was by the end of it. And I go, hey, do you have an envelope or something like that? She goes, hold on. Is this mic on? Dad, you didn't pay the band yet. Dad. And he's talking to somebody.
What is E.E. Cummings stuff called?
Freeform.
Stream of consciousness.
Stream of consciousness, yeah.
You know, that's all it was with Dave Matthews. There was no sense to his melody.
Pretty baby.
But there was also a country phase too, which may still be going on, where we were learning.
We had to play that song,
My first.
Save a Horse, Ride a
Yeah,
Cowboy,
Oh God, I don't remember
which is
that.
one of the worst things I've ever remembered. And I lucked out because the bride and her girlfriends wanted to come up and sing it. I go,
Yeah.
you can sing it. Yeah, go ahead. Like, take it over.
Yeah.
But there are some country songs that have stuck that we do that get requested.
Amazed.
Yeah,
Amazed.
My wish.
My Wish stays in-
My Wish is one of my favorites, yeah.
Right. My Wish. And what's that other one, Gab?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know it.
I don't know where you're going though.
And what is it?
What's that
Other one.
We do it a
It's
lot.
like that room that you made.
We do it a lot for father-daughter.
By Heartland.
Yeah,
I loved her first.
I loved her first.
Okay.
Right on.
Right.
So we got a bunch of those things.
What songs have we had to learn that you liked, that you recall liking? Some of them, if we like them a lot, they stay in. Sometimes we like them a lot, we
To
forget. To
serve with love.
you know what? I'll jump ahead.
Did that.
I'll jump ahead because I always research our song from the set list, and part of that research, the number one song for 1967 in the Billboard Hot 100, "To Serve with Love."
Yeah, that Lulu.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
From, what's the movie?
"To Serve with Love."
Serve with Love. Yeah, right. Sidney.
Sidney
just
Poitier
passed
just
away.
passed away.
Just passed
It's our
away.
Sidney Poitier tribute. Yeah.
Right. Of course, there was the one that goes down in history for us, Wild Weekend.
My God.
Which
That
was an
wasn't-
original song.
The all-time greatest first, was it a first dance?
It might have been.
It was.
Couldn't have been.
I think that's still on my iPod if I look
Oh,
for
my
it.
God.
Probably the most unfortunate first dance, and I think I can say because I think they're divorced, is Wild Horses. When we we learned that, and that was a tough.
With the Stones song?
Yeah.
But well, if you look at the lyrics, it's not good.
No.
Ah.
Well, I felt funny the other night
Tired of living is easy to be.
doing this song. Then you could tell me goodbye just because of the lyrics. Like,
Yes.
if you know, whatever it is.
If it don't work out.
Yeah, if it don't work out, then you could tell me goodbye.
Hey, when did we have to learn "Paradise" by the Dashboard Light? Somebody requested.
Yes,
we couldn't have done that
I
other
think
than
that-
by request.
I thought we were down on the Mashaloo.
It was. The
that-
Mashaloo. You're right, Gab.
Yeah. But you're talking about love songs. I remember doing a wedding. I had to sing. It was, what was that duet with Peter Cetera and Cher? After All. After All. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I had to do it. I had to sing it.
Both parts.
That was the thing. I had to sing both lines. And I was like, oh, that was a one and done.
I remember when we did, speaking of duets, when we did I've Had the Time of My Life. And I'm like, before the gig, I was like, oh, Gab, I'll learn it. It's unless we do it once.
Then we loved
'Cause-
it.
Yes! And then I got done. Like, I'm singing the Jennifer Warnes part. Like, oh, this is
Well, I
never been before. I kind of wish we would do it again.
yeah, we should do it again.
All right, we'll put it in.
Next
this week.
gig, Harbaugh Village. We'll do it.
Mudville, where the mighty Casey struck out.
Talking about like songs that sometimes feel inappropriate. I felt that way with the father-daughter dance. Daughters. by John Mayer.
No, I never listened to the lyrics.
Yeah, well, luckily they wanted it short, so I cut the whole second verse out. But it's like, you see that skin, it's the same she's been standing in since the day she saw him walking away. Now she's left cleaning up the mess he made. Like, I was just like, how does this translate into a father-daughter dance?
Girls become lovers who turn into mothers.
So mothers be good to your daughters. So
And
I love
the weirdest
John Mayer.
one is when we did that father-daughter one. Was it Back That Ass Up? We had to learn that. I was like, this just doesn't work. It was Back That Ass Up.
Show them what you're working with.
I was like, oh, so that's what they're like.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey everybody, it's producer Matt hopping in real fast just to remind you that if you have any thoughts or want to send us some songs from the set list requests, you can do that at chicosvibecast at protonmail.com. It's in our show notes. And if you are looking to see Chico's Vibe live, they are playing a show February 12th at Maluka Hill, New Jersey in Harbor Village from noon until 4 o'clock. That's February 12th at Harbor Village from noon to 4 in Maluka Hills, New Jersey. And now, back to the show.
Now, we're doing our songs from the set list again. And Matt Kelly picked this month's song from the set list, Dance to the Music. Dance to the Music is by Sly and the Family Stone. It goes all the way back to 1967. I think it's kind of a modern sounding song for 67. It was released.
Family affair.
Yeah, brother there used to be. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's right. It was released November 17th, 1967. It charted in 1968. The song is generally credited as launching the genre called psychedelic soul.
Yeah.
It was written by Sly Stone. I almost said Sly Stallone, but it was written by Sly Stone.
Hey, let's dash to the music.
Song has 4 co-lead singers and that little I'll call it an
Sister
acapella
Sledge.
part. No,
That was the woman in the band. Was his sister.
it was Sister Rose. Right, you said
I thought she
Sister
was
Sledge.
Sister Sledge.
He's kind of been.
No, Sister Sledge is a Philadelphia.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What's the We Are
That's
Family?
that's a
Yes.
whole different.
Sly has been referred to as like
yeah.
a proto Prince kind of,
Yeah.
like an early version of
his
Prince.
sister Rose was in
Way
a band.
better than Prince.
I said proto.
His brother Freddie Stone played guitar. Cynthia Robinson was on trumpet, and Jerry Martini was on sax. Why do I bring them up? Because he says Cynthia and Jerry got a message they saying.
So hey,
Party squares go home.
he did his research, guys.
That's right. The song reached number 8 on the Billboard charts, and for the year of 1968, it was number 20 on the Billboard Hot 100 for the year 1968. So I always like to do this. Go back to the Billboard Hot 100 for the year 1968. I think you guys will be able to guess the number 1 song for 1968.
Gotta be a Beatles song.
Yeah. We do it.
Hey Jude.
Yes, sir. It's Hey Jude, number 1 song. So the number 2 song, when I looked at it, I was like, I have no idea what this song is. Then I listened to it. I was like, I know what this is. It's a cheesy instrumental. It's called Love Is Blue. Oh my God, you know that.
Yeah, I remember that. It was
Number 2 song,
a musical.
Yes.
It was all piano.
Yep.
Yeah.
All instrumental. It's-
Later on, somebody put words to it, like they did a
Okay.
remake
No,
or something.
number 3 was, I was going to say unfortunately, it was Honey.
Oh, God.
Bobby Goldsboro. Honey, I miss you.
Oh yeah.
See
yeah.
the tree, how big it's grown.
I remember that song.
Number 4 is another Chico's Vibe favorite, Dock of the Bay.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, you know.
And number 5, good tune, People Got to Be Free by the Rascals. They performed, Sly and the Family Stone performed the stock at Woodstock. If you've ever heard their set at
man.
Woodstock, it's a great,
I think they were on
set.
at night, too.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah, it was really
Great set at Woodstock. They were the first major American rock group to have a racially integrated male and female lineup.
Oh, hey.
Pretty cool. and they had a bunch of hits. Everyday People. Ed was singing Family Affair earlier.
Looking at the devil.
Yeah, thank you for letting me be myself.
If you
Oh, we
see
used to do that.
if you see the
Yeah.
Questlove documentary, Summer of Soul,
Oh,
they
that's cool.
play.
Oh yeah.
and it's something else. You see how many people are there.
I want to take you higher. Hot fun in the summertime.
Did we do Higher and Hoey?
We did Higher
We
and
did.
Hoey, yeah.
Higher and Hoey.
It
That's
was a
good.
painful song. So, I mean, to play, but it's a great song.
I used to do Everyday People in Simon Says when I was in the band with the Chiplinskis.
That's a great song. Let's get Ed Jakubowski
Good
right to
voice.
write a
Yeah.
chart.
Yeah.
So then there's the Chico's Vibe performance of it. It's in almost every set
Dance to the music.
that we do.
Just
dance to the
about,
music.
yeah.
Killer fucking song.
Comes right in with the horn riff. That's and
Yeah.
Brian
Yeah, it
Farr
starts
always
right up.
challenges the horns by counting it off as quickly as possible from the prior song.
You gotta give Brian Farr a quick shout out when he just clicks the stick like he's doing a count off. Like if there's has he ever gotten you with that?
Well,
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
are
'Cause
kind
they're
of
all
like
set,
not yet set.
Yeah, we're not
And he'll
quite
go
set
click.
up yet. We're gonna do the first song, and maybe Gebby's getting his level, and George is checking. He'll just go click, click, and then my heart goes my stomach drops, and I turn around, and he just has this smile. He's like, "I got you, didn't I? I got you." I'm
But
like,
what he does to me on Dance to the Music is my major challenge now is I'm old and I can't see the set list. So, I mean, he's doing the right thing. We're coming off a
Going
dance
right to the
song
next
and we're
thing.
going right into
Right
the
into
next one.
that.
I like the way
Clint-
you had a picture of the set list on
Yeah, that's
your
what I'm going to
iPod.
do going forward. Took a picture of the set list and I knew it.
Yeah.
But then he'll click it and I'm like, I can't see this song. I don't know what it is. And then all of a sudden the other horns are dun 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 dun. dun. I'm like, oh.
So what are you saying? Bigger font?
It doesn't matter. I
No.
just can't see. I mean, I can't see.
I don't have a problem
Well, that's
with
because
that.
it's on the floor with
Floor.
all the spittle from the
yes,
from the
it's true.
trombone
That's
all
what-
over it.
When
so.
I'm like figuring out where do I release the spit, there's a piece of paper on the floor.
well, that song also because it breaks down into all those little moments for each person.
Yes.
Like how you'll be like whoever's on bass, if it's Chico or Jason Long, you'd be like, everybody look over there on bass guitar. Blah, blah, blah.
It could be Jason Long's favorite thing.
Yeah.
in Chico's Vibe.
Hey man.
Now, I love the night he was on the gig, Jason's playing, and like we needed a couple minutes to, I think George had to adjust something. I said, Jason, play something from your Airplane album. And he just froze.
Yeah. Well, another inside joke that we have is we don't know if Gebby's actually going to play the organ. Like sometimes
True,
it's
on that song.
He says, I'd like to hear some organ. And then Parky will turn to me and goes, maybe. Maybe we'll hear some organ.
Sometimes it's piano, sometimes it's a clavinet.
We don't know. It all depends on his mood.
I remember at one time, it might have been back with Hoey, when it came to the organ part. Everybody stopped, and I started playing Rhapsody in Blue. It was going boom, bum, 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 bum. Anyway,
I like when we get to the horn part, Dennis, I don't know how many years, for 25 years, go Parkinson on slide trombone.
just fits.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm like listening to the radio and Dance to the Music comes on. I'm like, oh, let's do it. And I'm like, they get to that part. I'm like, they didn't say Parkinson on slide trombone. It's wrong.
that's the wrong word.
It's the wrong version.
Just so you know,
Cynthia-
he says it even if you're not on the gig. He still says it.
Oh, yeah.
He does.
Yeah. Parkinson on trombone.
Because I usually never know the trombone player's name, number one.
And that's when I always get sad. He says it, and I have like a moment of silence. Everybody's like, da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, da-da-da-da-da.
When you're not on a gig, Ed moves over next to me.
Oh, yeah. So
And we throw whoever the trombone guy is, in the middle. So I don't know him. I can't see him.
Sometimes I feel like that baseball announcer in like Major League, like you're doing all the
Bob
work.
Uecker?
Yeah,
Oh.
no, because you're like, isn't that right, Ed? Yeah.
They don't call him the best color guy in the business for nothing.
Yeah, that's the line.
I'm like, I've got a microphone.
Just not to get off subject, but
Whatever you want.
my favorite story
Oh, I know
of
where you're.
Ed being the MC was that party up in, I think again it was up
It
in
was
like
a breast cancer.
Yes,
yeah,
breast
thing
cancer.
up
Where I
in like
blanked
Euclid
out.
Township or something.
I blanked
And you
out.
weren't on the gig.
Oh, so then I'm gonna have guilt. I know.
Well, so I'm
So
starting.
Ed was like the MC kind of for the night. Go ahead, Ed.
No, it'd be funny to hear from your point
Well,
of
I
view, but
got down to the end of the night. So I start playing silly love songs. I start doing the intro, and I turn to Ed. And Ed's like, all right, folks, well, I want to thank, whatever her name was. And we want to thank everybody for, it's been a pleasure. And you could just
I
see,
can't
like,
find the word.
I
it
wasn't
was-
helping because I think at one point I went,
Yeah, he starts going, oh no! And here's the best part.
And at the time, Brian was on drums, but he wasn't playing with us. He was subbing in.
yeah,
Because I'm going
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, and you go bump bump.
Yeah.
Some people want so I'm trying to recover from that. I'm like just so we go
because he paused and I went, oh,
and I went 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's no break.
Oh, jeez.
And I turn around and he's like, yeah, and I'm like, well, I'm the asshole. I just went like
so
that.
then I jumped in and went, all right, folks. Oh, my God.
I'm
I
like,
was
I'm
tired.
the
It was great.
asshole.
It was great.
Oh
felt
my
like-
God.
It was like my boat was sinking, and then somebody just shot another cannonball at me.
Broadside.
Yeah, like boom. Just make sure.
We have never found, when you can't make a gig,
Yeah.
we have never found
A
an ideal
replacement.
solution for an MC frontman. We never had.
No, my go-to at the end of every song, like, all right, yeah.
Well, you know what? He's really good at filling in time.
Yes. Yeah.
Which it was surprised to me
That's-
even the other night
right.
because you weren't on the stage and Love Shack was next. It was after a song I sang and like, here's Ed Mount for Love Shack. And then it's like 10 seconds of nothing. I'm like, what do I don't know what to do.
I should have went.
Yeah. Hold on. We are talking about Dance to the Music. And Matt's going to explain why he
Okay.
picked the song in the first place.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so for a really long time, this was like a centerpiece of your set because of the Thriller dance.
Yes. All right, yeah. People went berserk for that Thriller dance.
My God, we did that for a long time.
And we
know
started
how
off
that-
with like
How that
8 guys,
originated.
maybe?
Yeah.
Well, there was like a fad where people were doing it, and
Yeah.
and then we just decided let's do it at Rose Tree, and the whole band did it at Rose Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Yaddish.
Yeah, and get Matt Gallagher. to do
Yeah.
it.
Place,
One time,
place
that was
went
the one
nuts.
time we
One
did it,
time
yeah.
we did it that way.
And it was
yeah.
huge hit at Rose Tree.
Yeah, and then we like
Because I remember even saying, Gabby, we'll just do it this one time.
And then 8 years
practiced
later.
in your backyard. And
Yes.
taught us the moves.
Yeah.
Then we distilled it down to just the four of us.
Yeah.
You know, and we did it on and on and on
Did
and
it
on.
a little too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
We might
We
have to
did
bring
that, and then
back.
the other thing is sometimes we put Lowrider in there.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
The-
so
Before the
warm
horns.
up.
Yeah. But I would say it was all the way until that Finding Neverland documentary came out. That's when people
That's
stopped.
when it kind of.
People stopped doing
point.
Thriller at like weddings and stuff like that. Yeah. We change with the needs of
We
the
do.
culture
We're,
and the
yes, yeah. We're an aware band.
I know that we started playing Dance to the Music with Howie.
Yeah,
We did
played
because
that.
we would do that. Hey, I feel
yeah.
all right.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we would also do the Jesus
that
Christ
hit me one
Superstar.
time?
What's the buzz?
What's the
Tell me
buzz?
what's happening?
Right.
It just feels like we've been playing Dance to the Music. It probably has been close to 30 years.
Yeah, it has been.
It probably is 30 years.
It is.
All through Howie. And it still works.
It does.
it
People
does.
still
It
dig it.
works.
It's morphed.
Confounded.
Right.
No, it's a fun song. It still is fun to play.
I would enjoy when Chico Huff would actually sing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have some bottom.
That other guy that we used as sub, the guy I really like, I think he's good. What's his name?
Rob Cochran.
It's not that, like, he'll say, can I sing that? But he just, boom, he comes up and he's on my mic. I'm like, and he's a big guy. And like, I'm out of the way. And then, Yeah, all right.
Did you give him the speech, Dennis? That was great when you did that. Don't ever do that
I
again.
was just going to say, Ed, do you remember that? Do you remember that?
With Ed, yeah.
Yeah.
I grabbed the mic from him early on. Like I was in the band maybe a month. And he's like,
What did you sing?
it was a string band tune.
Yeah.
I think it was. And I just grabbed it, and I did it. And then at break, he's like, yo, that was really great when you grabbed that mic from me. Don't ever do that. It's like, I insulted the Chico. Yeah. Oh, no.
That was similar to one time I asked, I can't remember who the sound guy was, but I asked the sound guy to turn his monitor down, and that was a big mistake. Don't ever ask have my monitor turned down.
And then you'll hear, when you're doing something like that, legit, Yadish will start going, he needs more guitar. He needs more guitar. Put more guitar in his monitor. All guitar. All guitar.
Speaking of grabbing mics, my favorite, though, was with you
And Matt.
at Overbrook Country
Yeah,
Club.
I still regret that because I punched Matt.
He told me this story.
I remember this.
Because
Dude, he
I
hit
was holding,
me.
and Matt's trying to grab the mic from me, and I was like singing a thing, and then he let go, and the mic went poof, like right into my teeth, and it hurt a lot. So I hit him.
He busted him. All the goofy stuff we've done over the years, you brought up some. We had the slow motion thing.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah,
we should
yeah.
do that.
Oh, God.
Wasn't that
Funky music.
Funky music,
That's
yeah.
right.
Right.
Now we're not capable of the slow motion.
No.
Our regular motion is kind of slow.
Yes.
I
Look at us
forgot about
moving
that
normal-
slow motion.
normal
You guys
speed.
used to fight in slow motion.
Yeah, I used to fight in slow
Yeah.
motion.
Hey, Parky and I will do a joke for 20 years, even if it doesn't get a
I'll
laugh.
still laugh.
Because
In
when you
silly love songs, he does a bit, da, 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 and then he kisses his sax. And every time I go, ha! Well, wait a minute. We got to pick. We got to pick next month's song from the set list
Oh,
first.
right.
So I think it's Dennis's turn.
I want to talk about Love Shack next month.
Didn't we do? We haven't
do
done
Love
No,
Shack?
we haven't done Love Shack.
And I love Train. I want to do Love Shack because it features Ed Mount on vocals.
It does.
Thank you.
And he comes over all happy. I think it actually, used to bust on us all the time to learn it. Jim Kelly,
Oh, yeah.
your brother-in-law. You go to do Love Shack. I'm going, you? NFL star quarterback Jim Kelly.
Yeah. He wanted that song. For
All
many
right, so
years.
I picked that.
So okay, good. Love Shack is next month.
Yeah.
So our last segment is usually we pick a song that we'd like to do.
Ah.
I thought I would combine, since Valentine's Day's coming up, and since you guys are the ambassadors of marital bliss, the Delco
Absolutely.
gangsters of love,
Yeah.
that we talk about maybe just love songs in general. We can talk about love songs that we do that you like, but also love songs that you like that maybe you'd like to do, or that you enjoy performing in different venues. So love songs is the topic. So
Yeah.
you seem like you were ready to go.
I was ready when we started. I got your email today, and I studied, and I studied up on it. So it's a song we do, but I also love the song and think it's one of the best love songs of all time is George Harrison's Something.
I agree with you. Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Gab, what do you got?
I absolutely love Alone Again Naturally. That's what, no. No, as far as a love song, that I'll say one that I love to perform and I love the song is I Believe in You and Me.
Yeah, well, you're
it's
so
a great
good.
song,
at it.
man.
Yeah.
Guys haven't done it in a while, but I love Walking in Memphis. You guys do that,
Wait, is that a love song?
isn't it? When
Well,
I'm walking
I'm-
in Memphis.
It's about being with Elvis.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you can love Elvis. You know.
I actually don't think it even mentions love in the whole song. I'm just going through the lyrics in my head.
Maybe the person loves Memphis. Did you guys ever think of that? Maybe my song is the best one that got picked tonight,
Hey, Ed,
and
know
you guys
what?
are just jealous.
That's a great perspective. Maybe the guy loves Memphis.
See?
Doesn't have to like another person.
It's a love story. I love soft pretzels.
You know?
It's not a person, but I love them.
And iced tea.
And iced tea. Yeah, you know? That's just one of those
I love
things.
Tahitian treat.
I
you
love
know,
the end
you
of
know.
Silly Love Songs.
Yeah, how about that?
What's this?
Oh my God.
That just like broke into like a completely new world right there. Doesn't have to be love songs about a person.
Thank you, Dennis.
I might throw in just since we had a lot of Herb Alpert on the last. I might throw in This Guy's in Love.
Oh, it's a great song.
Great song.
love song. Yeah.
We did that once,
With
and
Dave
Dave
Deval.
Deval sang it.
Yeah.
It was his wedding.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fantastic love
I
song.
love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky.
So there's an example where the man loves the weather.
Yes. He
Shadows
loves
wash on
environment.
my castle way. I wake up to a sunny day. Because that's why I don't sing in the band, folks. That's why they put that metal pipe in my mouth. Tell me to
I
shut up.
love rock and roll music. Come on now.
We're past the love songs. Pick a song that you want to do.
I want to do American Pie.
You picked that one before.
No, I never picked that one.
Go to the tape.
Go back to see. Well, maybe I want to do it so much that I said it again. How about that?
I like the Jay and the Americans version of This Magic Moment.
That's the original.
And it has that dun, dun, dun,
Yes, it does.
dun, 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 dun. We should
In the
do
middle.
that.
yeah.
We should do that.
That's a good one,
This sweeter than a wine.
Yeah.
I-
Gabby
What
always
do you
sings
think,
it in the
Gab?
right key.
I want to do a Supertramp song,
Which one?
and I'm trying to remember the one.
Right.
It's got harmonica
Right.
in it, and it start. No, not that one.
it's,
on the running on.
Take a look at my girlfriend.
I'll take that. Stick the long way home.
Yeah, take the long way home.
Oh, that's a good song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Supertramp has some cool songs.
Yeah, there's some great songs. Great music.
I'm going to listen to that.
You know, this is weird, but I heard a version. I might have texted Ed like a month ago of the song "Spill the Wine," but with horns.
Yeah. Oh.
I just think that'd be really fun. I don't know how it would go over.
This song has horns in it, doesn't it?
The original,
No.
I don't think it does. It's got a flute.
It's got a. I
got
thought it was
trombone
a slide
solo,
whistle.
yes. And bagpipes.
I thought it was a slide whistle. It does have a flute solo in it.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Our crowd will go wild on that. I'm thinking in my head like, all right.
I need this one. But there you go.
Very
That's
good.
our,
You know, the other song that I want the band to do, and I'm serious about this, I want Tony to play Java.
We're not doing it.
We're doing Java. He likes it, and he sounds like Al Hurt when he plays.
oh my goodness. All
right.
All right. That's a wrap. Thanks everyone for listening to another
Happy New Year.
fun episode.
Yes,
And
Happy New Year.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
One last thing. My dad was born on Valentine's Day,
Yes.
Oh,
and his name is Valentino.
excellent.
His mom named him after Saint Valentino.
not Rudolph Valentino.
And you
And
Oh,
he
that
was
would've been
from, she was from, when she lived in Italy, the church in that town is San Valentino
Excellent.
in their hometown, Jesopolena.
and your sister is Valerie.
Valerie's named after him.
Right.
Nice.
And not to get morbid, but my mom died on that day.
Yes.
On his
I do
birthday.
remember that.
You know, we should close the show with love. I'm going to say, Chico, I love you.
I love you, Ed.
Gabby,
Gabby,
I love you,
so
Gabby.
much.
Goodbye,
Gab-
folks.
Gab, you have
Wait
to
a
say
minute. I'm
it.
going to end.
Gab, you have to say it back.
Matt, I love you.
I
Donna,
Now say
Kelly,
it.
I love
I'm not
you.
going to get to do the Gettysburg Address for Lincoln's birthday.
Now say it. Say
Wait.
it.
Yes. Well, you were the president of the Philadelphia
That's right.
Gettysburg Society.
Okay, I won't do it. Foursquare.
I love you, Parker.
Tell everybody what the little round top was.
I know
Father's
Gabby
Golf Course
said.
in this kind
I
of
know
nation.
Gabby said it, even though he didn't
He's
say it.
delivering dedicated
He did. He said it in his
He
heart.
said it in his heart.
Now we are engaged in a great civil war.
Yeah.
Doesn't work with that nation or any nation. So consider so dedicated. Come on, do it. Dennis question: why we play what we play? I mean, so we have always got.
He's got his hard candies.
I know. What do you want?
Yeah, like
during the homily, I like to have my hard candies.